If you've ever been a student, you definitely know the feeling. That wait, the anxiety, and then, finally, the grade. It's something we've all gone through, but it also makes you wonder about some really basic things, like how are these grades actually decided? Are they accurate? And maybe the biggest question of all, are they fair? Today, we're going to unpack the whole quest for better marking systems. I mean, we've all been there, right? Staring at a grade on a paper, and you just can't help but wonder about the story behind it. Was the person grading it having a good day or a bad day? Did they grade your exam first when they were fresh or last when they were exhausted? Getting rid of that uncertainty is one of the huge challenges that education is trying to solve right now.
All right, so let's break this down. It really is a tale of two different worlds. On one side, you have the old school manual system. We're talking slow, very open to human bias, and kind of inconsistent from one grader to the next. But on the other side, you've got the promise of modern systems. They're fast, they're objective, and they're consistent. And that shift is exactly what we're going to explore.
To really get why this change is so important, we first have to look at the problems with the old way of doing things. What are the hidden flaws of just, a red pen and a stack of papers?
It's not just one single issue. It's more like a foundation with cracks running in every direction. Just think about how incredibly time-consuming it is for teachers and professors, which, of course, leads to those long, agonizing delays before students get any feedback. Or what about the fact that there's no good data? That makes it almost impossible for a university to look at the results and figure out how to actually improve its courses. These aren't just little annoyances. There's serious problems in the whole system of assessment.
So with all those challenges on the table, education had to evolve. Let's take a look at how we went from that classic red pen to the super sophisticated algorithms that are seriously changing the game today.
First, just a quick clarification. When we say marking system, we're not just talking about the moment a score is assigned. It's the whole process. Everything from how an exam is designed in the first place, to how it's scored, how those results are analyzed, and then how they're reported back. It's the entire ecosystem of evaluation.
And you can really see that evolution laid out here. We start with the classic manual, pen and paper way. Then, to try and make things a bit more consistent, we get rubric-based systems. From there, digital marking just takes that same process and puts it on a computer screen. But the really big leap, that comes with automated marking, where AI can handle things like multiple choice questions. And today, we're seeing a lot of hybrid systems, which try to give you the best of both worlds, the efficiency of AI with that crucial human touch. Okay, so we see how things have evolved, but what's the actual payoff here? Why does switching to these modern digital systems matter so much? Not just for students, but for the teachers and the schools themselves. Let's get into the advantages. The first huge win is just plain old accuracy. Digital tools are built to apply the grading rules the same way, every single time. They don't make simple math errors or forget a specific rule halfway through a giant stack of exams. This just makes sure that the score you get is the score you actually earned. It's as simple as that. Second, and this is a massive one for students, is speed. Digital and automated systems can blow through thousands of exams in a tiny fraction of the time it would take a whole team of people. And what that means for you is you get your results, and more importantly, you get crucial feedback on how you did without waiting around for weeks. And third, we come right back to that fundamental question of fairness. When you have a single, unified digital process, you dramatically reduce all that subjectivity. Every single student is being measured against the exact same yardstick, which pretty much eliminates the chance for human bias to sneak in. The cool thing is, these benefits scale up to the entire institution. We're talking about major savings on operational costs. No more printing and shipping tons and tons of paper. Audits for things like accreditation become way smoother when you have secure, centralized digital records. And for the first time, powerful analytics can give universities the hard data they need to make smart, informed decisions on how to make their courses better. But okay, with any big digital change, there's always a critical question that pops up. In this new world of online tests and assessments, how in the world do we maintain academic integrity? Can we actually trust the system to stop people from cheating? It's the most obvious concern, isn't it? If the exams are all on a computer, it seems like it would be easier than ever to find a way to bend the rules. But the truth is, these modern systems are being designed with that exact problem at the very front of their minds. So here's how they build a real framework of trust. It's not just one thing, it's a multi-layered defense. It all starts with secure exam delivery, often using browsers that lock everything else down. Then you've got AI-powered proctoring, which can monitor for suspicious behavior in real time. Randomized question banks make sure that pretty much every student gets a unique exam, which makes copying way harder. And behind the scenes, automated audit trails record every single action, creating total accountability.
So, as all this tech becomes more and more common, we're not just talking about a better way to grade, we're looking at a huge shift in what assessment even means. The data that's generated could totally reshape how we teach, pointing out exactly where students are struggling pretty much instantly. So, where does all this go from here?
This quote from our source material really just nails it. The whole point of this entire technological journey is to build systems that finally deliver on that promise of transparency, fairness, and consistency. That's always been the goal of good assessment. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. As these systems get so advanced that they can grade complex things like essays, it forces us to think bigger. If data can create a personalized learning path for every single student and AI can handle all the mechanics of grading, what does that free up our human teachers to do? More mentoring? More one-on-one deep dives? What does it truly mean to learn in a world of almost perfect assessment?